My name is Nick and I am not the vlogger of this channel.
We're going to get pie.
We're going to get pie, darling.
What about
We're going to get pie.
Hi.
Pie.
So I have it planned out and everything, and I need to cover this quickly because I have a lot to cover. See this, all this. Okay, now that you've seen it, let's go. Did you know I have a headache? I bet you don't because I am trying to talk as fast as possible. So, as you saw, as Carmi mentioned, or as whoever I interviewed mentioned, we are getting pie today. We're getting pie, past tense, I knew that. And after pie, I brought back pie for Costa because he couldn't go because he had too much work. And of course, I got off the metro, brought him pie, and then went back on the metro because I said I would bring him pie, so I did. Because when I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it. And this reminds me of another thing that had to do with pie and me doing what I say I was going to do. This goes back to English class in grade 10. We had this guy versus girl bit, and of course, the guys were making fun of us because women can't do anything because women are supposed to just stay in the kitchen and make pie. Of course, this was, really sexist, but it was kind of funny at the time in a very sexist, mean way. Because back in grade 10, the guys actually kind of little bit meant it. It was guys against girls, and the guys just thought we were good for pies. So, of course, whoever lost was supposed to bring in a pie for the other half of the class. Of course, afterwards, none of the girls wanted to do this, so I decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do this because we said that we were going to do it, and even if no one else is going to do it, I am going to get this pie. It was $6 a pie at the metro that I went to get it at, so I got 3 pies. That was about $18. Meh, not that much money, especially since I was working at the time, so, money didn't seem nearly as important as much as the honor of the whole bring pie. In the end, of course, some of the girls, not all of the girls, only the ones that actually had, a sense of honor, I'm not going to name them off, but there were very few, paid me back. Of course, my efforts were a tiny bit overlooked, but so is the nature of high school. Because frankly, as I have said before, I am evil, and I did not get this reputation because I was giving it to myself. I got this reputation because other people gave it to me, because I admit, I went through my bad phase, and I'm still evil at times, but you know what? I'm not going to reference the Bible at all.
Hey, how?
Hey,
Come on,
what are you guys
buddy.
doing? I'm not...
We want to see your bald spot.
I'm kind of cold, that's why.
Where are you wearing a headset?
Huh?
Yuck!
Why?
Frame.
Middle frame.
Oh, yeah.
That's my property now. That film is mine forever.
Ladybug?
And of course, as you know, today is Tuesday, and that means that now I am going to transition into me talking about a person. This is how it's relevant. I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with pie, actually. I was overlooked, but I finally found a person when I got into Sec 5 who didn't overlook me. See, I had this incredible barrier that I'd always put up, and I'd get to know someone, and then I would be like, no, you're gonna leave me, and you're not gonna love me, and you're gonna think I'm evil, and then I just wouldn't really talk to them anymore because I was too afraid to actually get to know them and that they would leave. And then I got to know this girl, Monica, and I don't actually really want to talk about that, but what was the point is that she got to know me and she saw the good in me and she held on to it. And despite the walls that I put up, she held on and she actually tried to stay my friend and said, I'm not going anywhere because you haven't done anything particularly evil to me. So even though I'm apparently a completely evil person, as according to some people, I still got a friend. Despite her brilliance and her wit, that is not really what I'm going to talk about because, do I really need to tell you how smart you are, Monica? No. She saw me as something better than just pure evil and held on to it, despite how hard I pushed and pushed away. Of course, she didn't chase me, she just let me, come out of my own walls on my own terms, which I suppose was really all that I had wanted. And she stuck around and let me show the best of myself and the worst of myself because I think that in truth I've been pretty bad. But she did stick around to let me show that amount of myself to her. And I admit that if she hadn't done that, I don't really know how far I would have gotten. Would I really have been as strong as I am now? Because I have a heart. You know where that's from. And if you know where I have a heart is from. Ugh. Of course, I guess I leave it at that with this whole, I do have a heart. Someone finally showed me I had a heart, and they had someone to show how good I was. And I suppose, she's a good person because she was showing me how good a person was, and that is why I can bring pie to people now.
Too bad.
Unless
I
you
haven't
really
watched
crazy,
that.
then it will.
So unless you take
My program's worse than you. Okay, seriously, sciences, 3D animation, I don't even care anymore. And we both have to travel on public transportation, so it all is the same in the end.